Assalamualaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. You are watching my channel Learn Quran with Qari Abdul Sabur. In this video, I will teach you those letters which are incorrectly pronounced by most of the people. So let's begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. So the first two letters are ta and ta. Remember, whenever a person pronounces one letter instead of another letter, that mistake is called lahni jali. In the rules of tajweed, it is called lahni jali, a major error. So try to avoid these mistakes because this kind of mistake is haram. So ta is an unheavy letter and ta is a heavy letter. The makhraj of ta and ta is same, and it is pronounced from the tip of a tongue whenever it touches the inside roots of the upper central incisors. The central incisor is called sanaya ulia in Arabic. So ta is pronounced unheavily and ta is pronounced with a full mouth. For example, وَالسَّمَاءِ وَالطَّارِقِ. So, ta is pronounced with a full mouth. And if you say وَالسَّمَاءِ وَالطَّارِقِ, so that will be wrong. The next two letters are sa and seen. Sa and seen. So most of the people pronounce seen instead of sa. However, sa is a different letter and seen is a different letter. For example, there is a word in the Quran, there are many words, salasa marrat, but most of the people say salasa marrat. In fact, that is absolutely wrong because seen has a different makhraj and tha has a different makhraj. Tha is pronounced from a tip of a tongue when it touches the sharp edges of the upper central incisor, sanaya ulia. So, try not to make these kind of mistakes. The next two letters are ha and ha. Most of the people make here the mistake because every time over 50% people pronounce ha instead of ha. In fact, these are different letters and the makharij of ha and ha are different. Ha is pronounced from the center of the throat, which is called in Arabic wast halq, and ha is pronounced from the last part of the throat, which is called aqsai halq. So, for example, alhamdu. Most of the people say alhamdu. That is absolutely wrong. So try not to make these kind of mistakes. Ha alhamdu. Alhamdu. And that's not alhamdu. Okay. So ha and ha has these differences. The next two letters are dal and za. Dal, za. Ral is pronounced from a tip of a tongue touching the upper central incisors sharp edges, just like we pronounce the letter tha. Tha, ral and dha has same makharij, same makhraj. Tha, ral and dha has same makhraj, but za has a different makhraj. For example, I can give you a simple example from the Quran. إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ زِلْزَالَهَا. So here if we say إِذَا زُلْزِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ, then there is no difference between the first letter zal and the second one za. So there is no difference. If there is no difference, so this kind of mistake is called lahni jali. So try to avoid these mistakes. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها. So do not read za instead of the letter dal. Next two letters are ain and hamza. Ain and hamza. So ain, the makhraj of ain is the center of the throat. Just like we studied the center of the throat, we also pronounce the letter ha. And the makhraj of hamza is the last part of the throat. The last part of the throat. So, and remember that the sound of hamza is a. Is the sound of hamza, but not the sound of alif. In fact, alif is pronounced from the empty part of the mouth and it doesn't have any sound. For example, most of the people make mistake while pronouncing the letter ain in the Quran. Simply, most of the people say ulaika ala. So instead of ala, they say ala. أولئك على هدى من ربهم. So this is also a common mistake and it's a lahni jali mistake. This is a major error. Try to avoid these mistakes. Next two letters are very important. They are qaf and kaf. Qaf and kaf. So, qaf is a heavy letter and it is pronounced with a full mouth, while kaf is pronounced unheavily. It's an empty mouth letter. It's pronounced with an empty mouth. So, qaf is pronounced from the last part of the tongue when it touches the upper palate, the extreme last part of the tongue, when it is the upper palate near the uvula, we pronounce the letter qaf. Qaf. And kaf is pronounced unheavily. For example, قل يا أيها الكافرون. Most of the people, a common mistake, they say kul ya ayyuhal kafirun. So please do not make such kind of mistakes while pronouncing these letters, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed the Quran through Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, in Arabic, and we have to learn Quran in Arabic. Thank you so much for watching. See you inshallah in the next video. Assalamualaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.